So I've been away from the Covrprice top 10 list for a couple of weeks. Did anything happen while I was gone? Something about Dr. Doom? Let's talk about it and break it down up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hello, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, like, comment, subscribe. Check out the description of this video, Instagram, whatnot, eBay store, email, all that great stuff. I took a little bit of an Olympic hiatus, was watching the Olympics for a couple of weeks, and I didn't do these top 10 videos. So I'm coming back with one, even a little late on this one. Life otherwise sometimes gets in the way as well. But we're going to break it down. Let's look at the top 10 list. And listen, right before, I think the opening ceremony was Friday afternoon, our time, Eastern time, in the States of the Olympics. And Thursday night, I was watching Deadpool and Wolverine. So I've seen that. I know what went on in Hall H, because even though I was avoiding spoilers from the Olympic events as I was trying to catch up because I had places to be and I couldn't be in front of the TV 24/7 like I would like to. I did have 3 TVs set up in my living room. You know, I did see all the Hall H announcements and, you know, Robert Downey Jr., etc. So let us just jump right into the list. Let's jump into number 10 on the list. And this is, what is this? Transformers number 11. It's a James Harren thank you cover, and these retailer incentive and thank you covers and whatnot, they go for crazy bucks, about $100 for this book. Let's see what the cover price has to say about it. Where's my list? Oh, come on. There we go. This book hasn't even dropped yet. I guess it's coming out. Well, it came out like yesterday, today, whatever, whenever I get this out, but it's already experiencing some heat. It's a major Transformers issue that already has tons of fan interest. Then Image delivered a thank you variant for the incredible James Harren cover, swiping or homaging his amazing work on Ultra Mega number 1. On top of that, Ultra Mega is returning later this year, which fans have been dying for. This book scratches all the itches, but it'll be difficult to find with a substantial price tag. Good luck, collectors. Again, not really my jam, so I'm just going to move on to number 9, which also, no idea. The Power Fantasy. Number 1. This also a thank you cover by Casper Wingard, about $100 as well. We'll talk about this book again. Thank you variants have been uptick in frequency in the past few years, typically enjoying a healthy aftermarket when they do drop. The hype for the series was already building before it was released. Some fans were after the Chase variant, while others were in search of this one. It quickly separated itself from the rest of the pack as a variant to Secure. This is an Image book, and I know nothing about it. A book that I know a little about, Invisible Iron Man number 11. It's an Iron Man book, and Dr. Doom's on the cover. Wonder why it made the list. High-grade copies in the probably $15+ range. Let's look at 9/8. They don't exist. Right? If we look at it, my computer had to restart. There's just they don't exist. Nobody submitted this book. There are 11 copies on the census. 9 of them are 9/8. There would be no. This is never sold over $100 in 9/8. Why? Because nobody would put this book into a 9/8, like just some random Iron Man issue. Classic cover from Will Portasio. Put this book on the map recently thanks to the events at Hall H. Spoiler warning. Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom / Iron Man cover is a bit on fire. Outside of that, this book is a ton going within. It's a ton of timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff. But it has Iron Man and Dr. Doom working together before finding all new respect for each other. Still, it's a cheap 90s book that's plentiful and scratching this for collectors until more information is known. I don't see this having legs, but I could be wrong. Let's go to number 7 on the list, and a Dr. Doom cover, this classic Mike Zeck cover from Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 10 in 1985. It is a Secret Wars cover. up to like 250, 275 for a 9.8. You get a high grade copy for about 20 or 30 bucks. Let's take a look at this. According to Covrprice, there are 1,700 copies on the census. About a third of them are 9.8s. And, you know, if we look at the 9.8s over time, it jumped to during the boom. It went from like $125 book up to $400. They kind of settled down. And then all of a sudden it's jumped from like what, 170 to 290 with the Dr. Doom news, all based on Dr. Doom. Right? And we know D23, et cetera, et cetera. We don't know how they're going to use Robert Downey Jr. We don't know if there's going to be any connection to Iron Man, but Doom covers, people love them, right? And people search them out. You got some great ones in the Fantastic Four run in the Silver Age. You got the Marvel Superheroes 20. None of these are on the list. This is newer books. Let's move on to number 6. Deadpool number 31. This is the first appearance of Ellie Camacho, the daughter of Deadpool, from July of 2017. There was a Guardians of the Galaxy variant by Alex Maleev. Upwards of $50 near mint, $160 for a CGC 9.8. If we look at the Go Collect data, right? Listen, not a lot of them sold. There are only 61 on the census. 2/3 of those are in 9.8s. It was a nothing burger, but it's a Deadpool book, jumped up to 120 and then went back down to 30 bucks the cost case. And then now it's up to like $175. Maybe more, quite a jump. You know, just in recently with the release of Deadpool, I don't see it having legs necessarily. Ellie Camacho isn't a big household name, but she's getting there. As the daughter of Deadpool, she has big shoes to fill. She'll be getting her chance in October when she's set to become the new Deadpool in issue number 7. As a product of a one-night stand, which was later abandoned by the goofball Wade Wilson, there are bound to be some major moments coming for the character with her new role in the horizon. This is all related to comic book speculation, information, news. Nothing. No, there's Deadpool's daughter is not in the movie. Minor spoiler, nobody expected it. You're not getting it. Number 5 on the list. Classic Silver Age Dr. Doom from Avengers number 25, all the way back in 1966. You're going to spend a couple $100 if you want a nice copy of this book. And if you want a very nice copy, you're going to have to spend $300 all the way up over $800 in a 9.0, $1,800 in a 9.4. Let's look at this. Here we go. I looked at a 7.0. There are 1,100 copies on the census, only 4 9.8s. If you have a 9.8, you're going to do well. I looked at a 7.0, and this, you know, was $100, $150 book. The boom drove it up to $400 or $500, and it's never really settled back down to where it was. So this is a book that has been treated well over the last few years. But again, Dr. Doom is a character that people have been speculating on for a long time, anticipating, waiting for him to come to the MCU. We finally got him. So I think that kept the prices from dropping too low because we hadn't seen him yet. And people just kind of wanted to get in on that ground floor, looking for deals. Great book. Doom versus the Avengers. Let's... we don't know what capacity Robert Downey Jr. will be in the Doom role he's recently asked to be playing. There's just too many variables to make it difficult to predict, but some information has helped fans formulate strong opinions. One is that the Russo brothers will be returning to direct future Avenger films. Considering they directed the highest grossing and most beloved Avenger film to date, it makes sense to believe we have an Avengers versus Doom battle in store. Yeah, I guess. But I think the X-Men and the Fantastic Four will probably be involved as well. Right? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's go to numero quattro. Hulk number 1, still holding strong. You know, this book, you're going to have to spend, you know, to get an okay copy, $50. To get a nicer copy, 3 digits. It's getting, you know, staying around that $300 in a 9.8. We've looked at this recently. What is going on here? There we go. Again, 4,300 copies, 40% of them only in 9/8. This was one of those comic boom books, but look, it's those are 9.2s. We don't care about 9.2. We want 9.8. What's happening with the 9.8s? A $445 sale, man. This book continues to stay crazy. Listen, it's going to be cool to see Harrison Ford's Red Hulk, but for such an ultra modern book, I can't see it keep going up and up. These ain't 2021, folks. Let's see what we got here. Got our first hint in the trailer. Those who attended D23 got another sneak peek of Red Hulk in action. The video is quickly leaked online. And for those that saw them, they were scrubbed from any internet and online, was washed with conversation. Mark is any indication it's a good conversation. Let's go to number 3 on the list. And this is Power Fantasy cover A, or the chase cover. I don't know exactly what that means. I guess the regular cover A. Like, people are spending $45-50 for this book. I am unfamiliar with it. Wasn't long before word got out this highly anticipated new series receiving a chase variant. Chase variants typically urge collectors to chase after a rare version of the original release. Think of it as a ratio variant without the ratio. Most are familiar with Funko, who creates a line of Spider-Man Funko Pops that all look similar. However, they quietly release a variant or chase version that may have different coloring and extra accessory pose or something to differentiate from the original normal version. Naturally, being a rarer version causes those on the hunt for it to either pay up to secure it or keep on hunting even harder. I'm not familiar with this title, to be honest, so I don't know what else to say. It's just came out, so yeah, we can't say too much about it, other than we're moving on to number 2, X-Men 251. If you know, you know. This book has gone crazy. $350 for a 9.8. Always been a good Mark Silvestri cover, sought after, but it just recently it's been like, you know, a book on fire. There are less than 1,000 universal copies on the census, and only a quarter of those are in 9.8. 1,000 copies for a book that came out in 1989 is pretty low. So there are probably a lot of raw copies still out there, because this is Uncanny X-Men, which was, I think, the most popular title that Marvel had at the time. If not, it was like number 2. So there's plenty out there, and it's going for over $350. But I mean, this is kind of one of those crazy books. Like, it was always sought after by collectors just because of the cool cover about, you know, 125 up to 175. And then the boom comes and drops, it goes up to 660. It's settled back down and is kind of been in the just sub 200 value. And then all of a sudden, bam, it's jumping up over $300. I'm not going to say anything more. I'm going to move on to the number 1 book on the list. And this is Uncanny X-Men number 1, this Jim Lee Hidden Gem variant. I wonder why this made the list. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it now. New X-Men run, new X-Men. Basically, Rogue, good girl art. End of story. Not much more we have to say. What is it costing, folks? Nobody cares about the cameo. $60 plus, about $60. So, hey, if you like it, you like it. Let's take a look at the runners up, the numbers 11 through 20 real quick. 11, What If Iron Man, Demon in an Armor. Again, that Power Fantasy, the 1 in 100. Blood Hunt, a 1 in 25 with Dr. Doom on the cover. Daredevil, number 14. First appearance of Muse. I think there's long been rumors of Muse being in the Daredevil TV series. First Gambit. You know, Gambit's been pushed forward since X-Men 97 came out. And Ain't No Grave, number 4, Scotty Young, 1 in 25. Kind of a weird combination of Ain't No Grave and Scotty Young. Secret Wars, number 8, perpetually relevant. Ooh, this is one I just had. Daredevil 183. I just got this back in a 9.8. So at the first meeting of Punisher and Daredevil, they're going to meet in the TV series. Number 19, Star Wars 1, perpetually relevant. Oh, I just had a copy of this. Not a 9.8 candidate, though. Gambit, number 1. So that's it for our top. So let me know what you think in the comments of the books that are on this list. I'd like to thank you all for stopping by. You can take a look at a couple of my other videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.